Time now for some sports news. President of the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, Waheed Enitan-Shode, has paid tribute to the late Molade Okoya Thomas. Enitan-Shode described the late Okoya Thomas as a mentor whose support and encouragement for the development of table tennis can never be forgotten. He died today at the age of 79. A former Super Eagles striker Yakubu Aiyegbeni has returned to England after signing for Reading Football Club as a free agent from Qatari club side Al Rayyan. Reading is the sixth English club Aiyegbeni will be playing, having previously been at Portsmouth, Middlesbrough, Everton, Leicester City and Blackburn Rovers. The 32-year-old, who has scored 150 goals in English football, will team up with another Nigerian player, Hope Akwen. And still on transfer deadline day deals, Wolfsburg have completed the signing of Chelsea and Germany forward Andre Schürrle. The 24-year-old signed a 4.5-year deal with the German Bundesliga side. Schürrle has made a total of 22 appearances for the Blues this season, scoring 5 goals, but has completed 90 minutes in the Premier League game just once. His exit from Stamford Bridge has paved way for Fiorentina winger Juan Cuadrado, that's the Colombian international, to join Jose Mourinho's team. That's the sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Thanks a lot, Ayo. Now, much has been said about the United States about the activities of the terror group Boko Haram. But at a forum in Washington, the question came up as to what amount of attention is given to the issue in the U.S. Our Washington correspondent Maria Bird reports.
The U.S. takes a stand against terror, and in recent months, U.S. citizens have spoken out against terrorism incited by the terrorist organization Boko Haram. U.S. civic leaders and activists began to bring attention to the terrorism caused by Boko Haram shortly after hundreds of girls were kidnapped from a boarding school in Nigeria. The Bring Our Girls Back campaign spread rapidly across social media and American news outlets.
The fundamental issue that you have is when you have people in newsrooms who are not aware of a broader perspective. That's one reason why you don't have the voices. So when it came to Boko Haram, I knew General Kip Ward. I knew he was the first commander of AFRICOM. So when I wanted to talk about what are the military options to go after them, he was the first person who I called. He was the 4-star general who was was the commander of AFRICOM, but you didn't see him anywhere else. Because you had folks in media who had no idea that he even existed. And so that's one of the problems that you see. And so when you don't have diverse voices, when you don't have people with different understandings and backgrounds, not bringing those stories to bear, not suggesting those various folks to interview, and that's why you see the same voices. That's why you don't see certain stories covered. And that's one of the reasons why Nigeria has not become a major story, because what is happening there is just as tragic. It happened in Paris even more so, but you don't have people on the inside saying this is a critical story and this matters.
The devastating terror attack brought this terrorist faction to the attention of the American government. Homeland Security Secretary Jed Johnson says this about the U.S.'s efforts to support Nigeria and the rest of the world to address the terrorism caused by Boko Haram.
Well, we've done a number of things in our government in Nigeria, and I suspect we will continue to do so. Boko Haram is a very troubling threat to the people of Nigeria and beyond. And so the United States is committed to doing what we can to help.
Boko Haram's actions have not only been part of the conversation by American civic leaders, but according to U.S. government officials, support efforts from the U.S. are underway to help combat the terrorism caused by Boko Haram. Reporting from the White House in Washington, Maria Bird, Channels Television News.
Well, pro-Russian separatist leader Alexander Zarachenko has announced plans to recruit 100,000 men as fighting with Ukrainian troops intensifies. Victoria Ido tells us more.
The rebels want to push government forces out of the eastern region of Donetsk and Luhansk and are trying to capture a key town of Debaltseve. Dozens of people, including civilians, were killed in clashes and artillery fire at the weekend. Attempts to agree to a truce failed when rebel negotiators did not turn up. Then a court in Egypt has upheld death sentences on 183 Muslim Brotherhood supporters over a 2013 attack on a police station near Cairo. The men were convicted over the death of at least 11 officers. Also today, more than 90 young offenders have escaped from a detention center in northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. The offenders, all below the ages of 18, removed an iron grill from a window and tied bedsheets together to lower themselves to the ground. Finally, Ugandan troops have found grave of what is believed to be that of a rebel commander wanted by International Criminal Court. A deserter from the Lord's Resistance Army LRA rebel group had led troops to the suspected grave of Okut Odiambo. Mr. Odiambo was presumed to have been killed in clashes in 2013. And that's all on the Foreign News Wrap-Up. It's back to the news.
Thanks a lot, Victoria. It's a sad one on entertainment. Well, Nollywood actor Munachi Obiekwe is gone but not forgotten as friends, family and fans hold a candlelight procession ahead of his burial. Here's Mayowa Hukundele with those details.
Well, thank you very much. Here are the top trending entertainment stories. The Lagos premiere of the Martin Luther King Jr. biopic, Selma, is slated to hold on February 8th with a homecoming for Nigerian Hollywood stars David Oyelowo and Carmen Ejogo. The movie Selma is co-produced by Oprah Winfrey, who also starred in the film. In Nollywood, friends, family and fans gathered in Lagos for a candlelight procession in honor of late Munachi Obiekwe, whose sudden death gave the industry a big shock. Muna will be buried tomorrow in Enugu State. On the music scene, D'banj has kicked off the celebration of his 10th year in the music industry with a party, which was attended by American TV star Amber Rose. Several Nigerian artists, including Banky W, Praise, Lami Phillips, Shady, Wizkid, Davido, Fino, Sheishe, were spotted at the event. However, the absence of Don Jazzy and other pioneering label mates was glaring. Music producer and DJ Laylo is set for the international premiere of the visual interpretation of his single Keys to My Beamer, featuring award-winning reggae artist Sacha Rankin. The video, which was shot in Lagos by Mad Max, will air on February 5th.
Move to the right, oh me cutie, you make me scream. Wind up your waist like you lose a bet.
Superstar Davido has released his first video for the year 2015 titled The Sound. The 3-minute 47-second video features South African stars Uhuru and DJ Box and was shot in Dubai by Shazam. In the spirit of love and not forgetting that Valentine's Day is just a few days away, lawyer turned singer Falls has released another hilarious song titled Hello Babe. Rapper Olamide is now a daddy as he welcomed a baby boy with his girlfriend over the weekend. The excited rapper shared a picture of his newborn on Instagram, revealing his name as Batiferi Maximiliano Adedeji. Also, Katy Perry delivered a spectacular halftime show at the Super Bowl on Sunday, assisted by Missy Elliott and Lenny Kravitz. Katy's performance was made even more amazing by some of the props she used, including a gigantic golden robotic lion, which she rode on while singing a hit, Roar. And that's it on entertainment. Let's head back for the main news.
Thanks a lot, Maiwa. And the main news again. The Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Saad Abubakar III, has asked Nigerian politicians to stop deceptive campaigns and desist from making promises they cannot fulfill. The ECOWAS Parliament has called for increased support for Nigeria to ensure successful general elections. The federal government has welcomed the plans by the African Union to send 7,500 troops to help tackle Boko Haram terrorists in Nigeria's northeast. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Well, coming up next, we bring you a repeat broadcast of our special election program, Nigeria 2015. To have a good night.